Okay, we got a side project to do today in lieu of shelling corn. We gotta go fix a little wheat planting problem. So I need my four-wheeler. First of all, I'm hoping I can fit everything in my truck without needing a trailer. That would be ideal, but I don't know if we're gonna make it happen or not. So as far as yields off that last field, I can only give you the yield off of the big field. That side went 150.7, and I just figured what I actually got hauled in off of it. I didn't try to figure in that partial hopper that I dumped on the other field. So that was 1,688 point something bushels, and hold on. Anyhow, the drill always said that field was 10 1/4, and the planter monitor said it was 11 1/4. So I just went off what the planter monitor said because I kind of trust it more than the drill. So 1,688 and some change bushels, 7 1/4 acres, 150.7 bushel an acre. I'm guessing the small field probably pretty darn close to that too, so we'll see. But can't tell you for sure because I got the load hauled in that was on my truck today, and Dad went to try to haul in the load that was on his earlier, and the right front tire on the truck was flat, so that's currently getting fixed. And then when that load gets hauled in, but I had 225 in mine. There should be 350 on Dad's truck ish. I peaked it pretty good, so we'll see. Okay, so I gotta grab a pin out of the, or a hitch pin out of the sears and my ramps and get this thing in my truck. Okay, I need 3 buckets of seed, roughly, I'm guesstimating. Okay, last thing we need, that wheat's looking good. Actually, all the wheat's looking good except for, you know, one spot where there's no wheat. Last thing we need is this guy. We're gonna have to be getting stuff out of this barn too. One of these days we're going to get a strong enough wind and it's going to end up in a pile because the foundation started this summer started leaning more, and it as much as I hate to lose it, it's just going to cost so much to put a foundation under this damn thing that, and you have to hire it done, because in order to do this safely you would have to have somebody that knows what they're doing, and Lord knows what kind of reinforcing and jacking and whatnot you'd have to do just to get the barn picked up enough, and it has to move that way, and it's sad, but it's one of those things. If we could have got it about 10 years sooner, it'd probably been a different story, but we didn't. But the fact that we did get it when we got it probably bought it another 6-7 years. It's sad, there's too many of these barns that are Well, too many of these barns that are in this condition because people didn't take care of them, and it doesn't help. This barn, near as we can tell, was actually built out of like 2 or 3 other barns, but nobody remembers the exact story. But if you go in there, there's there's mortises and tenon joints and pegs and stuff that aren't doing anything, and there's lumber that doesn't match anything, and it's an interesting barn, we'll put it that way. So hopefully I can figure out a way to finagle this thing in there, and then we'll be on our way. Okay, so it's not as bad as I initially thought, but it still needs taking care of, so we're going to take care of it. But you recall I said when I was doing the field behind Mom and Dad's that I was having issues with the transmission. Well, apparently this is where the transmission issue started. So I got some blank spots. So what we're gonna do, since I got rain coming tonight and then a good chunk of next week, is I'm just gonna broadcast it, and hopefully it takes. And if it doesn't, I guess I can just come out here and plow it down. And that's where there's a woodchuck hole there. Must be a deep sucker if it filled itself back in. Anyhow, we get enough rain, it should take, and the weather's supposed to still be cooperative as far as temperature and whatnot. So we'll just kind of throw a little bit of seed here in the thin spots, but I don't think I didn't really see. Well, we'll run over there with the 4-wheeler real quick and check it out. I don't think there's any spots over there, because it looks like I made most of my outside rounds and they took, and then it doesn't look like it really started screwing up. But I planted this in the dark, so I couldn't really see. So let me get unloaded here. Okay, let's run around to the big side here real quick and just make sure. It looked good from the combine, but I didn't actually get out. Oh yeah, this field, or this half of it, 3/4 of it's fine. Oh yeah, we're golden, pony boy. It's weird that it was fine out here and then it just started all of a sudden out of nowhere. This is some good looking wheat though. Hopefully we have a decent winter. Okay, so I actually don't know how wide this thing, there's no like rate chart on it. I thought there would be a rate chart on it for wheat, but I don't know the spread width. I don't really know. So I think what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna run center on my drill tracks, and we'll see how that looks. And I can run the lever from the seat, so I guess we'll just kind of see how this goes. I really need to get a new mount, or new dog ears for this camera so that it doesn't shake so much when you... Right there, it's probably buzzing like crazy in the video. I don't really know what else to do with it. Guess I'll put it here. Nope. I'll put it here. Nope. Okay, well hopefully it evens out when I... pretty close. It's clear out to both sides. I mean, it ain't gotta be perfect. It's just getting broadcast spread. It ain't ever gonna be perfect, but at least something out here is better than nothing. Okay, I went over it at the rate I started on. I went over it once, and that basically chewed up 2 buckets. And then the last bucket I threw in there, cut the rate about in half, and went across it this way, and then went back across it that way. I'd say I got pretty decent coverage on it. I don't see really any skips, so it will or it won't. I was trying to think of something to tickle it in with, but there's enough wheat actually sprouted out here that I don't really want to damage. But I think we're just gonna let it ride. Got some volunteer beans out here from Sickle Shatter. But that was happening this year, man. Some of the guys that were started down in Indiana cutting beans about 3 weeks ahead of when I did. And right out of the gate, they were coming in at like well under 10%, like 8, 7, 8, 9%. There's some beans down, or there was most of the bean fields down there had so much sickle shatter in them. We got that first early fall rain. I think that came, whatever it was, like the first weekend in October, last weekend in September, whenever it was that first little rain we had came through and got them beans sprouted. It was like you were dragging a drill right behind the combine. I mean, you could have got a second crop if you wanted to. So that's to be expected in a year like this. So anyhow, I am going to finish getting loaded up here and get back home, and probably start working on getting the combine serviced. I need to get want to fill this tank with diesel out of the tank down by the barn because I got fuel coming, and I told them I was going to have that tank mostly empty. So, Lordy, I need to do that. Combine is greased, fueled up, windows washed, and on and on and on. So that's probably gonna be the rest of my night till I run out of daylight. So I guess that's it for this one, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. A little shorty for today.